Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So as you all know, it's been a while since I've posted anything, at least, a good few weeks, maybe close to a month-ish. Now this channel is pretty much still slightly on hiatus because I'm definitely not going to be posting, weekly or even very often. So I'm just kind of looking around at, some different stuff that I was looking at earlier. So anyway, before we begin the actual topic of the video, as you guys can tell by the video's title, I just want to give a quick disclaimer that harassment in every sense of the word is wrong. It doesn't matter how much you try and bug someone. It doesn't matter, if you insult them or, yell at them. No matter how much you do that, that doesn't make you a good person, and it doesn't improve the person doing the wrong thing. So, just to let you guys know, we are talking again about very popular, famous YouTuber MrBeast, aka Jimmy. And before we begin, I don't want any harassment on, again, his part, for I do not think it's right. So, please do not go harassing him or his channel. I know a lot of you guys actually really like his channel, and personally I do as well. I think he does do, again, very good work, so please don't do something regrettable, because I wouldn't like that. So anyway, on to the video. Sorry, I was trying to kind of look something up while giving the disclaimer, but again, don't harass people, don't do anything like that. Only give your support if you like them, otherwise don't do anything. I know that the disclaimer kind of sounds silly, but you'll see why I had to put it at the beginning of this video in a minute here. So we're going to talk about MrBeast, and this title of this video is kind of like a message for him. So MrBeast, if you are watching or somehow managed to, out of your millions of subscribers, managed to find this video on this channel, dear MrBeast, please, for the love of a lot of people, please stop slandering Hershey's chocolate and or their company and brand. Now, for the rest of you who are watching, who, again, is not MrBeast, I have actually looked up a few different numbers, a few different percentages of, people in America. So around 0.5 to 1% of Americans are allergic to tree nuts, and I mean tree nuts as a whole. So anything, I'm going to not include peanuts here because that was a different number. Now for peanut allergies in America, I am getting a nice 1 to 2%. Other might also, most people who do have a peanut allergy can actually tolerate other legumes such as, peas, soybeans, lentils, chickpeas. I am, a part of that. And me personally, I actually also do have a peanut and tree nut allergy. So these two percentages, I am in both of them. Now I also looked for a whole percentage as to what a percent of Americans as a whole are allergic to tree nuts and peanuts, just nuts in general. And I got 1.2% of Americans. Now again, these numbers are very small. However, you got to consider the fact that these numbers are to the millions of people. There are around in America 340.1 million people in America alone. We're not talking about any other country. I am sticking solely to America only because I know MrBeast's chocolate Feastables, I think, is only an American brand right now. I do not know if his chocolate brand has gone to other countries, but until I am confident on that, we are going to stick solely to, again, American percentages and American numbers. Now, before, someone points out the obvious fact, I'm going to cover this right now. Hershey's chocolate is not 100% nut-free, for they do use almonds, and there is also the smallest, very smallest percent chance of a little bit of cross-contamination with peanuts. Now, I've only seen this in one specific size of Hershey bar, and it's really weird why it's only on one specific size, and the size is really small anyway. And no, it's not the nuggets, and no, it's not a normal bar. I don't, again, really know Hershey bar sizes exactly, but it's on one of the smaller ones, where it's almost like a mini bar. I think one type of those, it says maybe a cross-contamination with peanuts, but MrBeast's Feastable bars, he puts nuts in there specifically, peanuts, especially with his peanut butter cups, which seem like a ripoff of Reese's, but peanut butter, chocolate peanut butter cups are a thing, so I'm not going to, confirm that. So please, again, do not go harass him and be like, you're copying Reese's. I don't think, that's actually what he's doing. Again, I just think Reese's when I think peanut butter cups, so don't mind me. And then there's also, again, other allergies to consider too, like Hershey isn't a fully, 100% safe chocolate. They also use almonds as well and put almonds in their bars. So if you're one of those people that are unfortunately allergic to almonds, I do apologize. I am not. I am allergic to pretty much every other tree nut except for almonds, which I know kind of crazy to think about. So like almond milk would be fine for me, but because Hershey's again only has either like the cross contaminations of pretty much almonds and again maybe peanuts, but very, very unlikely, like super, I'm gonna put that like 0.0000001%. Because of like it's so small, I hardly count it. And again, unless you have the almond allergy, like you are safe with their chocolate. Like those are the only two kinds of nuts I can think of. Whereas MrBeast, I think he's used not only peanuts like directly into his chocolate like recipes now, he's also done stuff with hazelnuts too. Now recently I've seen a channel called Sticks. That is their channel name, by the way, and they are a good channel. I also don't want people to go harassing them. They did recently make a MrBeast movie, a mini movie for him, where pretty much... Sorry, there's an airplane going on right now. I cannot edit this out, by the way, so I hope you guys can still hear me, despite, airplane or whatever noise in the background. Recently made a movie, and that movie, is to promote his new chocolate milk, because his Feastables brand is now also, doing chocolate milk and whatnot. However, I didn't like that the whole premise was pretty much like, his chocolate company being the good guys and Hershey's being the bad. At least I'm assuming it's Hershey's, because that one, like, little nugget was a Hershey's nugget I saw for, like, his movie. And, again, do not go harassing Sticks. Sticks did the movie based on, for MrBeast's pleasure. That's why they made the movie. But otherwise, like, the movie is, like, entertaining. It's good. Actors are good, like, they do good work. So please, I will give a quick promotion to them because, again, they do good work. Please go subscribe to Sticks. They're great. I like the, again, mini movies they make. They're a good channel, and they only, as I said, they only do stuff with good intentions. I don't think they, again, knew about the they might have known about the slander and just kind of played along with it. It might not, again, also go with their values, so anyway, yeah, as I said, please, don't be upset with them. That was their decision, their choice. But yeah, the reason why I bring up the percentages of what Hershey, allergies is because Hershey's, surprisingly, for as far as I could tell, is more allergen safe, especially in terms of the nut stuff, versus MrBeast's chocolate. And quickly doing the math here, like, as I said, I added up a lot of the percentages, so let's just, do a funny 4.2%. Which is separate with the tree nut allergy, peanut allergy, and then kind of total. Let's just say, even though, like, again, they're all separate percentages, I just decided to add them. Let's just say, like, 4.2% of America has some sort of, nut allergy. Out of 340-ish million people, 14 million people cannot eat the Feastables chocolate. And yeah, MrBeast is claiming his chocolate to be probably like one of the best in the world, which I think, it's a very strong claim, and I'm sure a lot of chocolates can make that claim, but the reason it bothers me is because he's using slander to promote his chocolate, and I think for me, ethically, it doesn't feel right, or even morally, it just seems wrong. Now, just to make sure I'm using the term slander correctly, slander is to make a false and damaging statement about someone. Slander could also refer to something, too. So if MrBeast is saying that, like, Hershey's chocolate is disgusting, and for me personally, based on the definition, is slander. He is trying to sabotage, the sales of Hershey's and make Hershey's look really bad compared to, his chocolate. And I think that does kind of slander, especially since we don't see any other chocolate brands do this. No other chocolate brands, say that another chocolate is, worse than theirs. What most, brands I think of any sort do are trying to promote their brand by explaining why theirs is like, really good, but not saying why another brand is really bad. Especially like with different cereals. Like any marshmallow cereal is probably equally good or equally bad. It just depends on, what a person's taste buds are like or what they might like. But again, companies, especially cereals, as far as I'm aware, they try and, make their cereal look visually appealing, but they don't say that, Lucky Charms doesn't say that, oh, Frosted Flakes is such a bad brand and blah, 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 and they're disgusting. So, dear MrBeast, if you get this message, please, I think for the 14 million people in the U.S., since that is it's not everyone, but since that is a pretty, good, high number, please stop, slandering Hershey's. I think the only reason the Hershey company hasn't, said or done anything about this either is because, thankfully, MrBeast's slander has not affected their sales. Because if MrBeast's slander were to have affected, Hershey chocolate bar sales, I'm sure the Hershey company would have to go to him or say something about, what he's doing. Because that would affect their chocolate sales. But because I think Hershey's chocolate is still thankfully a lovable brand, and because chocolate is frickin' chocolate at this point, and literally the only difference I think is how much milk and I think slight cocoa bean and slight difference in recipe. Apart from all of that, chocolate is chocolate at the end of the day. So dear MrBeast, if you are getting this, please stop slandering the Hershey's brand and give me, and I think a lot of your audience too, better reasons to get your chocolate. You can continue saying how good it is, you're this is really good chocolate, but please do not bring other brands into your promotions. And please do not say that one brand is disgusting compared to yours, because that is very offensive to people who do like Hershey's, like I do, and especially for people with allergies and can only do certain kinds of chocolate. And with that said, that should be the end of this video. I think I've pretty much, stated all I wanted to. Again, I won't really put anyone's channels down in the description. I don't really want to promote. I know I did mention the Sticks channel, so I may or may not put them down, but you can also just search them. I promise you will find them. You won't miss them, I promise you, especially if you look up the recent MrBeast movie or the video "We Cast MrBeast in a Movie" is there, I think, one of their more recent video titles. You will find them, I promise. So with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please comment down below what allergies you have. Because I'd like to know. I like, hearing, people's experiences with food and food allergies. Because there's so many unique ones. For instance, I actually also have a kiwi allergy. I know there's fruit allergies. There's dairy, gluten. There's all sorts of kinds. So if you have, a unique one, please feel free to comment that down below. I would love to hear it. Also, please feel free to comment down below, too, if you think this video was, good, if you think there's something I could have done better with it, or if you, fully agree with me that MrBeast needs to stop the Hershey slander in order to promote his own chocolate. So with all that said, I hope everyone out there has a good day, and thank you so much for watching.